It's time for Tubi Tuesday. Okay, welcome to Tubi Tuesday, and today we're going to take a look at Train to Busan, South Korean horror film released in 2016. Um, Kind of wish I was about the steelbook when I did. This movie was pretty good, but once again, this is another instance of a movie that was in the Pick 10 wild card thing that I had to take out, that I took out. The first one was The Guest, which was going to expire, so I did it last week for Tubi Tuesday, and I decided to do this one this week for Tubi Tuesday because I just wanted to get it watched. I was actually brought on to this by, ironically, Dead Meat, strangely enough, and then his kill count got taken down because of a copyright strike. So I don't use footage in my videos, so I hope I'm okay. But Train to Busan. So here it is. I put another movie in there. Hopefully that one stays in there. And I just bought a sequel, Peninsula, very recently. And so I will be doing that one down the line too. But let's talk about Train to Busan. Overall, before I get into my full review, I enjoyed it, but I felt that it fell to the stereotypes that most zombie movies have. Stupidity by certain characters, selfishness by certain characters, and the always when I the biggest problem I have with this movie is that it does the same thing that I have a problem with some of these creature feature zombie movies, and that's you have a human antagonist when it's not necessary. I understand that certain people would act in the way that this character acts, but when you have a train full of zombies, you do not need humans turning against each other. You absolutely do not. However, it does lead to a scene, and it just pisses you off the more and more this character stays around. Alright? Story, now, it's in South Korean, but there's a dubbed version I watched on Tubi, and I know they say, oh no, you have to watch the original version, it's much better that way. I'm sorry, but I have a problem watching foreign language films and foreign language. Although, I usually say I have to do that so I can be doing other things while it's on and I can hear what's going on. But I didn't move from my seat the entire movie. I sat on the couch. I got maybe once to pee, but I was during an ad break. So, And you have the ad breaks for nauseating in this. The ad breaks on Tubi, this is not a problem with the movie, but a problem with Tubi in general. They don't set the ad breaks for a certain time, really. Like, within the movie. And they set it with a certain point in the movie, but they don't check that point. I've had ad breaks in the middle of action scenes. Then it pisses me off because you got to sit through 5 ads waiting to get back to an action scene. Ugh. But anyway, the story of Train to Busan is about a man taking his daughter on a train to Busan for her birthday to see her mother. And basically, it's what it is. There's a chemical leak. People start getting infected. And due to stupidity, one of the zombies gets on the bus. One of the infected person gets on the bus to a zombie, starts affecting other people. You know, just people are band together, take down zombies. And what all ends in a predictable ending, which is another kind of problem I have with this, is that as soon as you go through the film and you see the way the characters, where they're portraying the characters, you know how the characters are going to end. You know where it's going to end for these characters. You know exactly what's going to happen but that doesn't take away from the actual moment. I thought it was going to. I'm like, I know what's going to happen. He's going to get bitten, and then he's going to have to sacrifice himself, and that's what it's been leading to. But when it happens, even though I was waiting for it to happen, the musical score, just everything that surrounded this scene worked perfectly. And I'll get to it in a minute. But, yes, stupidity. So this infected woman sneaks onto the train. There's a guy sitting right there looking in the other direction. He's like, this much apart from her. And she's going, and she's getting on the bus. There's no way in hell he couldn't hear her going, and she gets on the bus. He should have turned around and pushed her back. That would have stopped the entire problem. But no. And it happens again. When they get off that train to go to another one, they get on another train, one zombie gets on there, and they get infected again. I think that's how it happens. I didn't see the transfer. But I'm sure that's how it happened. I don't know. Maybe it didn't. But there's just so much stupidity in that. Like, they're this far apart. This far apart. She's going that loud. And he can't hear it. He's just like, okay, I'm going to look away now. No, hear nothing. No. And that's what movies like this, they have to rely on stupidity for the thing to get started. And writers, you don't need to write stupid characters in horror movies. I get that's the cliche. We have super horror movies, stupid characters in horror movies. It's in Scream. The big-breasted bimbo who runs up the stairs instead of going out the front door. Then they do the same thing. But here, he's this close! How could he not hear her? I was going like this. I'm like, how could you not hear that? She gets on there. She infects some other guy. People get infected. There's this effect a few times where they have a bunch of zombies rolling together. That's pretty cool. But then we get to this guy. This businessman. Alright? Young Suk. The only name that I memorized because he deserves it. He is an asshole. So, we have our main character, his daughter. This big guy who's going to be in the Eternals. FYI, I thought it was Wong in the Eternals. I didn't realize it's a different guy. That's not racist. They look similar. Okay? Not Wong's wife, who's pregnant. There's a couple old ladies. They get separated. And then there's a baseball team. And there's one baseball guy. And there's a girl who's like his girlfriend, but not really his girlfriend. And they get separated. And one of the old ladies and the baseball girl are stuck in this other train car with Young Suk, some other guy, and a bunch of other people. And this baseball girl says, my friend is coming with more people, more survivors. They're coming here. And the guy's like, we can't let them in. Right? He's looking at the guy, we can't let them in, they could be infected. And I'm like, no, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. And he is that guy, and he's the guy you want to fucking die throughout the entire film. Another thing that I found strange is that they had the wrong number of cars. Okay, they say that to get to the car where they're going, they gotta go through 3 cars. They go through 4. There's 3 full of zombies, 1 that's empty. They're like, oh, we gotta go for 3 cars, and then we'll be safe. And they go to 3 cars, and there's an empty car, but that's not where they said the people would be. The people were in the car next to it. So why didn't they say 4 cars? It's confusing. When they get there, of course, they won't let them in. They use their jackets or whatever to tie everything together so they can't get in. So they break open the thing with the baseball bat. And rightfully so, our hero punches the shit out of this guy. And then Young Suk punches the hell out of Young Suk, who then has the audacity to claim, he's infected! He's infected! Look at his eyes, he's infected. You look at his eyes, he's fine. But then they're like, I don't think you can stay here. You have to go to the next one. Now, one of the old ladies, she dies, and the other old lady sees it. She stays behind, and this old lady, I was cheering for this lady. I'm like, open the door. Open the door and let him in. And she does. Let him in. I'm like, yeah, that son of a bitch got what he deserved. Only for them to reveal he and the other dude who conspired with him survived in the fucking bathroom. Fucking kidding me. Come on. Come on. And so I hope this guy is fucking devoured by these things. And yeah, he pushes this guy out so that this guy can get attacked by the zombies so they can leave. There's a point where they find out and I'm going to point this out later too, that the zombies cannot see in the dark. Zombies cannot see in the dark. They go, They can't see in the dark. And so they use that to escape to the other train cars. Although, of course, it's not time right because we got to have close calls, right? But, hey, I'm complaining, but I did really like this movie. I'm just saying. Just because I complained this movie, I didn't like it. All right? So, we finally get to a town adjacent to Busan. And we got most of our survivors there. Left are the baseball guy, the baseball girl, homeless man, dad, daughter, pregnant woman. The big guy who's not Wong sacrificed himself because he got bit, so he got to sacrifice himself. He turns just as they burst through the door, which they said before they couldn't break through the door. They couldn't break through the thing, like they can't open the door, but they broke it open anyway. I don't know. Kind of stupid. But, and of course, Young Suk is still alive. And there's a scene where he's running. They have the conductor. He goes in to start the train. He's like, come on, come on, come on. And here comes Young Suk running. He's like, come on. I'm like, and he goes out to help him. I'm like, don't help him. He's going to throw you to the zombies. And he does, on the zombies. And because Young Suk trips, like, hurts his leg or something, his ankle, whatever. And then he starts running fine. But, like, he falls. And I'm like, yes, motherfucker. Nope. Gets up and runs away. And here's the thing. So, we'll get to it. So, at this point, we got baseball guy, baseball girl. Young Suk feeds them to zombies. The girl gets bitten, and the guy stays with her, and he gets bitten, so they turn. And then the homeless guy, pregnant woman, little girl, and dad are left. Homeless guy sacrifices himself for the other three to get out. They get on one of the cars. They go to the conductor's area, and there's Young Suk. He is turning into a zombie. Why the fuck didn't we get to see him get eaten? He obviously got bit at some point, but we never saw it. And what's his death? What is his death? Getting pushed off a train car. No. Bad movie. We deserved to see this guy get eaten by a bunch of fucking zombies. Eaten, mangled. He is the guy that we hated throughout this entire film. We deserve to see him get fucking eaten. I understand there's not much for gore in this, but we deserve to see a bunch of zombies pile on top of him and leave us with the impression that he was fucking eaten. It was very disappointing. Very disappointing ending to this character. However, after this came the sacrifice, because of course, Dad gets bit. And I'm like, oh, here it is. This is like predicted. But the way they do this, first of all, the little girl is screaming, don't go, don't go. And I'm going, you stupid little girl. If he stays, he's going to eat you. So he leaves. She's screaming the entire time, of course, which is a little bit annoying. So he's there. He's starting to turn. At the end, he's going to jump off the thing. And he starts to relive the moment where his daughter was born. And it's a wonderful moment as he turns. And the musical score that's playing here makes it the saddest moment in the world as he falls off the train. It's absolutely fantastic. For everything that irks me, there's something that grabs a hold of me and says, yes, this is a very good film. Most things are done very well. There's just some things that don't deliver. At the end of this, we have the two left, the girl and the pregnant lady, and they're walking down a tunnel. And there are these army guys there, and they go, there are two people, survivors, and he's like, can you confirm if they're turned or not? And they can't see anything, so they say, no, we can't. Kill them. Hold on. Zombies can't see in the dark. These people are obviously walking in the dark. Therefore, they can see where they're going. If they were zombies, they'd just be going like this. Even you could say that the army doesn't know that, but I call bullshit. They've done enough with these zombies. At this point, they would know. Alright? But because the little girl is singing, they figure out that they're not zombies. This movie was pretty good. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I recommend it. Some things irk me, like why didn't we see Young Suk get fucking eaten or something? It's frustrating, but it's a good watch. I recommend it. So what are your thoughts on Train to Busan? In the comments below, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. This is Tubi Tuesday, and I'll see you in the next one.